Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Beth and I am the Bookworm Trait. And today I'm bringing you another Sims Picks My TBR. I have mentioned this in a previous video, but due to me and my husband both working from home at the moment, I have had to give up my reading room to become his office, and so it means I'm not always able to film in there. I should have filmed this video like 3 days ago, so I have no one to blame but myself. So I am coming to you from the living room. So if this is your first time watching, I will just briefly explain how Sims Picks My TBR work. I use a random generator to generate 3 traits, 1 aspiration, and with the aspiration comes a bonus trait. Each of these traits and aspirations has a prompt assigned to it, and based on those prompts I will pick what I will be reading for the month. This video will also include me picking the 4 books that I am going to put up on a poll for Becca's Bookopoly-a-thon, which I'll be taking part in July. I'm really excited to take part in this readathon, especially as it is Bookopoly themed, as Bookopoly was one of the first TBR game videos that I watched and is part of the inspiration behind me wanting to creatively pick my TBR every month. Now, I have already run the random prompt generator and I will include it. And so the prompts that I got were paranoid, vegetarian, cat lover. I had the aspiration of painter extraordinaire and the bonus trait of muser. So for my first trait, paranoid, the prompt is to read a sci-fi book. And the reason that I have this prompt associated with this trait is because the paranoid trait was a trait that came along with the Strangeville pack, and in this pack you kind of have this adventure mystery quest to kind of figure out, and it's all about aliens and strange plants and it's very sci-fi themed. For this I'm going to be reading a graphic novel because I really would love to get my TBR actually read for 1 month, and that graphic novel is The Woods. Now I'm having to do this from memory, so please bear with me if this explanation is not great or if it is incorrect. I'm doing my best. So I did indeed get the description wrong for this graphic novel. It's actually about a school that disappears and reappears on an alien world. But I think it sounds really interesting. I haven't read a graphic novel in quite a while. I did have one on a TBR recently, but I never even finished it. So I am looking forward to this. Hopefully I can save it for Becca's Bookopoly-a-thon and it will come up in her prompt somewhere and I can use it for that. So the next trait that I had was vegetarian, and it was really difficult to think of a prompt to go with vegetarian because there's just not much kind of linking it to books. So I tried to think about the reasons that people become a vegetarian, and often it is for ethical purposes. So I wanted to try and read ethically, and for this reason I am going to pick up an indie book. The book that I've chosen is The Beast by Katie Roberts. I do believe this is an indie book. I think it's actually self-published. I will double check that at some point, but The Beast is the 4th book in her Wicked Villains series. It's the last book that's currently out. I believe there's still 2 more to come. The Wicked Villains series is a series of standalone romance books set in a imaginary world called Carver City, and it follows characters from popular fairy tales and mythology repurposed as kind of gangster type people. I just sounded so posh then. Gangster type people. I believe The Beast is going to be a polyamorous relationship. I know that it's female and 2 male love interests, The Beast and Gaston, my bae. And Katie Roberts does like to bring a lot of diverse sexualities and relationship types into her book, so this will be the 2nd book that is male, male, female. I've really enjoyed the past books, and so hopefully I will enjoy this one too. So the next prompt is cat lover, and I am so excited to finally be bringing this prompt because I am going to get my cat to pick my book. So I picked 4 books for Frankie to pick from. 2 books were books that I am really looking forward to reading, and 2 books that aren't really piquing my interest right now. So the 2 books that I want to read are Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. So this book follows 2 girls, Frances and Bobby, who are friends and also ex-girlfriends. They meet a couple, Melissa and Nick, who are older, successful and wealthy, and they begin a relationship with them. Other than that, I'm not too sure what happens in this book, but I absolutely love normal people, so I'm hoping that I will love this one too. I also really love books about relationship dynamics which are outside of just the normal hetero male female two people relationship bubble. I don't know if that made any sense, but I know what I mean. I also have My Dark Vanessa. This is a book about a girl who was abused by her teacher, and several years later her teacher is going to court for abusing another student, and it's about Vanessa coming to terms with the fact that her relationship with the teacher was abusive and not just this forbidden romance that she had assumed it to be. The next two books are the books that I'm not really interested in reading right now, and the first one is Where the Crawdads Sing. I would describe this book as being what's considered women's fiction. It's not something that interests me, and it's about a girl who I think has quite a neglectful childhood, but as she grows up, two men become very interested in her. It's just not something that sounds appealing to me, although it is the top rated book on my to read shelf, and I have had a lot of people recommend this to me. And the final one is Eight Will Fall. I just picked up a random fairy loot book because I'm just really not into YA fantasy at the moment, and pretty much anyone that I picked could have fulfilled the book that I don't really want to read right now. I picked this one because I know that there's an audiobook on Scribd for it. If it comes up and I have to read it, then at least I can just listen to it. And this is about a group of people living in a world where magic is banned. However, one day the kingdom that they live in is attacked by a magical beast. I think a magical beast. I don't know, some sort of evil thing threatens the kingdom that they live in, and so our main character Larkin and a group of people have to defeat this evil. That to me just doesn't sound interesting at all. Looking at the cover, like, it looks like it's sci-fi, which would be better for me. I would probably enjoy that more, but I'm just gonna hope that neither of these come up. So this is Frankie. She absolutely loves being on camera, don't you? You love it. And she got to pick my book for me, so I will insert a clip now of Frankie picking my next read. Yes! Good choice, Frankie. So you would have seen that Frankie picked My Dark Vanessa. So well done, Frankie. I am certainly happy with this one. Now, initially what I was going to do was run another round of Sims Picks My TBR and put those 4 books into a poll. But because we had Frankie Picks My Books come up, I am going to put those 4 books into a poll for Becca's Bookopoly-a-thon. Whatever happens, I will be reading My Dark Vanessa, but I may have to read another one of these books depending on the outcome of the poll. So I then had the aspiration of Painter Extraordinaire, and all of the aspiration prompts are based on the covers of the book. And for Painter Extraordinaire, I have to read a book with one of my favourite colours on the cover, and those are green, pink or orange, because I can't pick one colour, like they're the main 3. And I've gone with Bunny for this. I'm not really sure how to describe Bunny because honestly I don't really know what it's about. I just know it's a dark satire on a dark academia thriller. I don't really need to know much more than that. I love dark academia. I don't love thrillers. I like thrillers, but anything that is a little bit strange and a little bit out of the ordinary tends to appeal to me, so I am really looking forward to reading this book. And then for my bonus trait, I got Musa. Now, if you watched my TBR last month, you'll already know that for Musa, I need to read a mixed media book. Musa is the bonus trait that comes with any of the creative aspirations, so to me, it just makes sense that I read a book that is a little different. Last month I didn't read my mixed media book because I absolutely hated it, so I've picked one that is hopefully going to fit me better, and that is Black Flamingo. I believe Black Flamingo is a mixture of prose and poetry and has text messages and stuff in there, so it does count as mixed media. And you know, I can't remember what this book is about, which is really, really bad. I know that it is about a black guy coming to terms with his sexual identity. I don't know if there's like a subplot to it as well. So I'll be reading the graphic novel The Woods, that is available on Scribd. That's where I'll be reading that. I'll be reading the ebook The Beast. I will be reading My Dark Vanessa as well as Bunny. And Black Flamingo, I'm either going to read the ebook, I believe that's also available on Scribd, or I may purchase the physical book. I haven't decided yet. In addition, I may have to read one of these 3 books that I'm not really interested in reading. So 8 Will Fall, Where the Crawdads Sing, or Conversations with Friends. So if you would like to vote on my Bookopoly TBR, I'm gonna leave it open for 3 days. I think I'll correct that if I change my mind. So if you head over to my Twitter, Bookworm Tray, you'll be able to vote on one of these 4 books. I don't mind what you vote for as long as you vote for one of these 2, because I really don't want to read these. So yeah, Conversations with Friends or My Dark Vanessa, I don't mind, you make your mind up. But seriously, just vote for whichever one you want me to read, I don't mind. You might have read one of the other 2 and know that they are phenomenal and that I will actually love them. So just vote for whatever you would like to see me read the most. So if you've made it this far and you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and let me know. If you've read any of these books or you have any recommendations for me, then please let me know in the comments below. And if you would like to, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll come back and see me soon. Bye.